What's up, guys? Bass Boys here. First, I must tell you that the Oaks was a total skunk. I think I mentioned going there in a recent video, probably the one before this. But yeah, I fished there for 6 hours, I believe. I don't know, it was just a bad day or something. So usually I would get them there around sunset. I start getting some pike or some bass, walleye, and even crappie, but I did not get one hit there. And I used multiple baits, so maybe I'm gonna go there this weekend, maybe not. Maybe I'll give it a week, but who knows. But yeah, we're out here at the dump, the landfill, on a breezy day, you probably can hear. It's been a little while since we had to deal with this wind, but it's back. But I've been doing pretty good here, fishing, catching crappie, catching bass. No tanks of any sort. No tank bass, no tank crappie. A couple slabs, crappie, but not tanks. The difference between a tank and a slab. It's probably going to be kind of difficult to ultralight fish today, but I'm going to give it a try. But instead of being on the other side, which is right in front of me, I'm over here again. And I probably could walk over there today if I really wanted to, if I'm not getting absolutely nothing. But I'm sure we're going to get something today. I'm going to start out with my Deps sakamata shad here. It's a 5-incher. This bait here is a difficult one to get. It's pretty hard to find these in stock anywhere. But I got a couple bags of them over the winter. Not really the color I wanted, but this is not a bad color. This is the heavyweight. These are the ones that are probably more rare to get. You can look them up and you'll see that like everywhere's out of stock. I'm going to be using this rod today, my Legend Tournament bass spinning rod. The 7'3", medium power, extra fast. And then my Shimano Stratic 2500 with 20-pound braid. Got my waders on, of course. Walk out here a bit. Then I got a break in the wind. A little bit of a break. Chewing on some sunflower seeds here. Probably can't hear much of it anyway because of the wind. Over the weekend though, I went 0 for 2 for fishing. Meaning I got no videos from, or actually, I know, Friday I actually did catch some fish. That was over at the cheesy pond. But then Saturday and Sunday, Saturday at the Oaks was a bust. And then I went to the cheese pond again Sunday, and that was a bust too. So I'm 0 for 2 here. 2 skunks in a row. That is. But I think we're going to get rid of that today here. I hope. Been fishing this pond a lot. Really, you can call this a small lake, really. Basically, it's two little lakes combined into one. But I have been fishing here quite a bit this season so far. It's been one of my spots, good spots. Hopefully we don't gotta wait till sunset for anything to happen here, because that's usually how it is here. It's been It's been pretty hot at sunset. Seems like fish are just biting like crazy. This wind just keeps on blasting. That's when it gets annoying. It's blowing at my back. It's pushing my rod. It's blowing so hard. Days like this, get a bite. Sometimes I don't even know it because the wind is like dragging my bait somewhere and the fish is coming at me or something. And I end up swallowing the hook or something. Oh, we had something just tapping. Something just pecked it. He didn't take it though. He pecked it. Usually when I feel that, then comes the pole. Hopefully he's not like swimming with it or something. Towards me. With the wind again. Literally blowing my pole. Like bending it a little bit so I wouldn't even feel a bite if I had one. I had to chug down a can of Pepsi. Of course, when I was doing that, the wind calmed down. And right when I get back to fishing, the wind will probably pick up. Let's see. Yeah, it's staying calm. It's the time to get one if we're going to get one. So far, nothing. Just that one peck. I wanted it. It's a pretty good one. I hope he didn't swallow it. It's looking like it. Oh, he just barely didn't swallow it. Thank God. I can't stand it when fish swallows a hook and then you gotta let him go with it, because it's better to leave it in than it is to take it out. Got that out real quick. So there's the first one. A butter bass. Not huge, but a good bass. He would have been front camera worthy and last time I was here, but I've seen enough that size. Forgot to take a picture of that one, but oh well. I've already caught several around that size. We're trying to find the big fat mamas. was eating it. Hopefully he didn't swallow it now. Holy crap, it's a crappie. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. And a sakamata shad. Holy smokes. There's the one you're looking for. Look at the size of that. I don't know if you can tell. The camera doesn't look that big. But I can assure you it is big. It's the biggest crappie we caught this year. Look at that. Crappie right there. On the sakamata. On a 3-aught hook. Like a bass hook, and he fit that in his mouth. Look how thick he is. Well, we got one. We got one of the big crappie we were looking for. And it came on the sakamata 5-incher. Believe that? The size of that bait. I just caught a crappie on that. It's crazy. I was thinking for a second, I was like, this doesn't feel as powerful as a bass. It feels a little too, I mean, he had some power, but it felt a little weird. I get my ultralight out because there's crappie right there. I mean, I should probably continue to just use this. That sun is getting lower and lower here. 6:15. Good bass, but I would consider a bigger, a larger slab crappie. There's slabs, and then there's ones that are just get a bit bigger than your typical slab. That was one of them. But there are some bigger ones, and there's more of those size. I believe there's plenty of that size in here. He came up to the shore. Man, this one feels pretty good. Oh yeah, there's a big one. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Biggest one of the year right here, I'll tell you. What a fatty. Look at that thing. Look at that belly. I was just talking about the big mamas. Here they are. They're out. They're out here. And they are hungry. That one's front camera worthy, that's for sure. We got to get a front camera of this fish. Hold on a minute. Got to get this stupid cord out of my camera. I don't like extending my... Make sure we're recording, because that would suck. There we go. Good mouth, big belly. Now let's get a picture. And his belly is packed. Look at him. It's like inflated. I forgot to ask him, where were you at during the ice season? Because I came here multiple times. Let's get another bait on here. Cover scats in there. We're gonna put another sakamata on, since that's what's working. I'm sure the cover scat will work. Let's use some of these sakamatas. Magic bait that's catching me. I caught me a giant crappie today. And a fat, chunky bass. Man, I just realized my hook is screwed. Gotta be kidding me. Trying to decide, do I trust it or do I retie? That thing bends way too easy. I'm gonna have to retie. I got to. Sucks 'cause it's a good time. Let's retie. The sun is getting close to the dump. We're getting them before. So is it about to get like really good? Or what? I don't know. But I got my sakamata. I think this is a super line hook. I think that Gamakatsu super line. I think the one I was just using was a super line also. But for some reason, it bent. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was just a regular hook. Loosen my drag just a tad. Do it a couple clicks. Wind just ain't gonna quit, but maybe the wind is stirring up our bait fish. Stirring up the bait out there. Right in that area, because I'm casting. Missed one. I think I just missed one, man. I think something hit it, like, immediately. Fuck. Immediate. Depending on if that was a super line. If that was a super line hook, shouldn't have bent like that. Got another pretty good bass on here. Man, out today. He still wants to fight. This one doesn't have as big of a gut. This one should be bigger. His gut should be bigger, but it ain't. He needs to eat. Funny thing is, he's like he's probably just as long as the other one, but he ain't nearly as fat. All right, get on out of here. That's another bait down. It's split right here. That'll be easy. I got some good fishing glue for plastics that'll fix that perfectly and we'll be able to use it again. Put that in my pocket. They are loving the sakamata right now. If I'm destroying too many baits, too many of these, I'm going to have to change to a cover shad. Today is a Monday. Funny how the weekend sucks and then Monday we're getting on some good fish. But there was a topic, even though we are having a pretty good fishing day out here today. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. Hopefully the wind's not like ruining the sound here. But even though we are catching some fish out here today, we're catching a big crappie, a couple nice bass. I'll probably catch fish here when I'm talking about this. Wouldn't surprise me. The topic of what happened to Chicagoland fishing over the last 10 years and even farther back, and you know, the current date of today, 2025. Pretty much when I started fishing a long time ago, many of these lakes in my area, including the one here, and I don't know about this one, I never actually fished this one a long time ago. I never really even considered fishing here. But the big lake that's right over here, and several others in the Chicagoland area, they've all gone downhill. I'm guessing that, I don't know where you guys are from, watch my videos. You could be from different parts of the country. I know some of you are from this area and fish the same waters as I'm fishing. Might be some of you out there. But the whole fishing license seems like just a big scam. It seems like at first, you know, a long time ago, I think the fishing license made sense, because I think they actually, the Illinois DNR or whatever, whoever stocks the fish, who takes care of the fisheries, I think they used to care a long time ago. Now it feels like the money that they get from us buying our fishing license does not go towards the fishing, towards putting fish in the water. I mean, they have a magazine that you can get or you can find online of all the fish they supposedly stock here, stocking all these waters here. But it seems to never really, the fish that they stock seem to kind of like disappear. As I'm talking about disappearing, we get another fish that's like barely fighting, you know? I don't know what we got on here, but it feels pretty good. That's a good bass. found out he was hooked. Oh my god, this does not look good. How he got hooked here. Not good. I don't like the look of this one. Good. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this out. This freaking line, this pull keeps tightening up. Wanted to get my bait out of there. Yeah. Oh man, he's just like barely gut hooked. I mean, it's in there. But with the right angle, I could probably pop this out. Because he is not bleeding at all. It's a good bass. I think the hook will come out. I think it will. It will eventually. It was kind of loose, but it was kind of in there too much to really sit there and keep trying to pull it out. And you don't want to rip a hook out like that. You have a better chance of surviving if you just leave it in them. Ah, man, that sucks. It's a fat one too. They're hitting good. I mean, they're just hitting. I really hate that though. I hate it. Especially when it happens to a nice fish like that. Sucks though. I am going to switch to the cover scat. This bait right here. I don't want to use too many of them sakamata shads. Let's see if I can get them with this. I'm pretty sure it'll eat this. Pretty sure they will eat this thing just like they're eating that. So yeah, what were we talking about? We were talking about how it seems like they stock fish in all these lakes. And all these lakes in the Chicagoland area, all these forest preserves. We got a magazine, several lakes. Tell you exactly what they're putting in there, what kind of fish they're putting in, how many, and it tells you the size of them, tells you that how long they are, and they stock them. But comes down to, do you really believe what they're stocking in there and what they're stocking in these lakes based off, if you're somebody who fishes a lot and fishes a lot at the place, a lot in the area and all these lakes, and does it seem like what they say on paper is true? transferring to the water. Transfer to the water, not only is it just doesn't seem like the fish are like getting bigger. You can go back several years and look at all of it and see how many they're stocking, but then it's been 5 years and you're not really seeing any results. As we're catching another fish here, we're talking about it. Not a big one, but he hit the cover scat. Basically, what I'm trying to get across is the fishing license. It's probably in many states. Is it really just a big scam? And are they just taking our money that's supposed to be going towards putting fish in the water that we paid for? And is it really going towards that? Because I don't think any of it's going towards it. Maybe a small fraction, maybe some scraps. Every lake I fish is way worse than it was just even 5 years ago, let alone 10 years ago. You could have went out and probably had a good day most of the time when you go fishing. But now it seems like there's only certain times of the year where you really do that good, and then that's kind of it. Yeah, I think the fishing license is a scam, and they're getting away with it. Cover scat's ripped, so I might put a sakamata on, or I might even try ultralight fishing. Let's see here, what I'm gonna do. Is it 7:20? Let's try the ultralight for a bit. Just for maybe a little, just to see if there's any crappies out there in this area. Even though we did catch one on sakamata shad, let's bring out something that we're more likely to get them on. That's the Bobby Garland 2-incher. My panfish series from St. Croix. It's a 6-foot ultralight, 4-pound Tesla line, and Shimano Sedona 1000. And that jig head I'm using is a 1/16. Let's see if there's any crappie out here. Let's see if any of them are around, or if we should just continue bass fishing. Probably what we should do. Oh, look at that. First cast in the ultralight. I get one immediately. Yeah, they're out there. There's crappie over there. Ain't nowhere near the size of the one that we caught. First fish. Or second fish, I believe that was. But they're out there. Kind of funny how we were talking about the whole fishing thing, stocking, and the scam of the fishing license. This happens to fall on a day when we're catching fish. But I can assure you that The only reason we're getting them because we're fishing the best time of the year right now, because it seems like it's beginning. It's definitely beginning. I haven't caught the big bass like I caught today. It's the first one of the season. But we got this month, we got May, and we got June. Usually towards the end of June, things start slowing down a lot once July comes around. Once it gets hot and miserable out, that's usually when things change for the bad. But that's not how it always was. It didn't matter if it was July or August. Hot water. Long time ago, you could catch bass all day. Bass and crappie, and walleyes. There are still fish to be caught. There's still decent fish out there. But there for sure ain't as many. I know it may sound like I'm just complaining about it. Complaining about the fishing quality. Quality of fishing in the Chicago area. I actually have emailed the DNR Illinois about places, about a lot of these fishing holes that I fish at, that the fishing is just seems to get worse. And then one place I actually fish at, I fish at a lot, actually the cheese pond. I emailed them about the smallmouth fishing there last year, and I told them that I fished that lake a lot, and I've been fishing in it for several years. We got another crappie. And I told them I caught one smallmouth 2 years ago. So I mean that would be the same year when I was sending the message. I told them I caught one in the spring. That was it. And the previous year, the years before that, me and Ryan from the channel, we'd go out there. We would be getting smallmouth like crazy over there. I mean, they were small. Some of them were big. It was awesome. It was very fun. But since then, since about 2 years ago, there hasn't been a smallmouth in sight, and I have not caught one. So what they told me was that they've been removing largemouth bass out of there for so many years. I don't know how many. Apparently there was too big of a largemouth bass population in there. And it was probably the reason why the smallmouth weren't surviving and weren't thriving really. So I'm assuming that they went in there and were netting the bass or whatever, the largemouth, and they were transporting them to other ponds and lakes to try to give the smallmouth a boost. Because probably in a lake like that, it's more like a pond. Smallmouth and largemouth, it's more of largemouth territory. They're gonna dominate. They're gonna dominate the water. Over the smallmouth in those kind of conditions. But what basically seems to have happened there is both the smallmouth and the largemouth fishing are not as great. So I think it was a bad idea. It was probably a bad idea removing the largemouth out of there, because now you got less largemouth and no smallmouth in there. If you know what lake I'm talking about, which some of you probably do, fish there a lot, you can go over there and you can try to catch a smallmouth. You probably won't catch one. And I've also emailed them about just other lakes too, and how they're not as good as they were. But they always resort to telling me that you can look up the stocking reports from the past years, and they tell me about the book they got. So pretty much you get nowhere with it. Because there's probably not enough people complaining, because there's not enough. Maybe there's not enough like fishermen. I guess like not enough people who fish a lot, maybe, and realize that the fishing is nothing like it was. Who knows? I don't know what kind of emails they get, but they're more than likely they get emails about the trails and there not being like bathrooms or something at the forest preserves and stuff. Just like this place over here, they built a bathroom and they trimmed the trails down. Maybe they cut some weeds down, but even that they're not very good at either, because a lot of the shoreline that used to be fishable is not fishable anymore. Once summer gets around here, it'll all be overgrown and it'll never be cut. So maybe if we had enough people willing to message the DNR in Illinois, you might be able to get somewhere. Might be able to get something to happen. But it's definitely going to take a lot of fishermen. So I don't know how much they really care about the fishery anymore. They care more about the trails and more about the scenery. Not that there's much scenery here. It's not much to see. Not much to see here. as we're catching crappie here. Having a good day. Small crappie. But I guess if you've made it this far in the video, you're still watching, maybe comment if you're from the Illinois area or wherever you're from, how the fishing is for you, or if you're from this area, if you agree. I would assume that you agree. We're getting another crappie here. This one's a little bit bigger right here. Definitely a bigger crappie. Well, that's a nice crappie. He ain't as big as the other one for sure, but he's a good one. I'm gonna have to head out of here pretty soon because 7:30. I don't know if this is sunset. Let me see if it is. $7:33, 1 minute. So we got about maybe 15 minutes fishing here. And also, another thing I'm wondering is, for a lot of you, or who are guys who are watching, do you fish, or do you just watch fishing? It's another thing I've been wondering. I would think that most people who are watching fishing probably fish themselves, but maybe you don't. It's kind of weird, I haven't caught one white crappie yet. The biggest crappie I've caught of all time was a white crappie. It came out of this place. They're over here too, so I know that. I was thinking maybe since we've been here, coming to this place a lot to fish, we've been on the other side there. Because I actually fished this area. This side was what I was fishing to begin the year. And I wasn't really getting any crappie. And then I went over there for like the last 3 or 4 times, maybe more. And I was catching crappie over there at sunset, just like this. So they're everywhere. They're all over the place. Got the whole body of water here though to myself. Can't get any better. Can't get any better than this right here. Having all the water to yourself. And then on top of it, catching fish. And there are just tons of crappies in here. I mean, it's just kind of funny how I get here, like during the day, cast my bait all over the place, same spots, a hit all day. We were getting them before it got dark out, so that's obviously a sign that, you know, we're getting into that hot spring bite. That's, you know, that's happening now. I come here and cast, it's like nothing. It's like just getting nothing. And all of a sudden, the sun goes down a little. And it's like I can make the worst cast possible, and a fish will be on almost immediately when it hits the water. Like these fish are on some sort of like switch or timer. That's what it feels like. Alright, well anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna cast again. I got to call it a day here, as much as I would like to keep fishing here, because these are the kind of days where you're getting big bass like that and getting good fish, you want to keep fishing, because you might not get many of these days. So yeah, oh well. But we got plenty of time here to fish at the landfill here. We're gonna be coming here a lot, and we're gonna be catching them big crappies, big bass. It's gonna be, the bite is on, we know that. But yeah, I am not too happy about that bass that I caught. That last big one we caught, he swallowed the hook. Should have set it a little earlier. Sometimes it seems like it doesn't matter, like I could set the hook pretty fast as soon as I feel a bite, but they just like inhale that thing right away. I guess it just all depends on how they eat it, and sometimes you probably can avoid it, but yeah, I really hate leaving a hook in a bass like that. It sucks, and it kind of ruins your fishing day. But at least we caught a lot of fish today, and that wasn't like the only fish, because if that was the only one and that happened, that would have sucked. But since he wasn't bleeding, he went off good, and the hook was kind of in there a bit, but he might be able to jiggle that out of there, and hopefully it'll come out. Other than that, we caught a couple other good bass, the biggest bass of the year so far. A nice slab crappie, big one, and then a bunch of little ones. I just kind of picked up the ultralight, and I just figured they're going to be biting, so I gotta try it. I got the pole, so we caught a whole bunch of those. And then yeah, we talked a little bit about the fishing in the Chicagoland area here, and if you're from here, maybe you agree. Maybe leave a comment down below if you're somewhat from the area, if you agree with how the fishing is, and has it got worse, because it definitely has over here, and it's pretty noticeable. It's not a secret. It's not as good as it was. Yeah, so we talked a little bit about that. And what else? I think that was it. So yeah, if you made it to this point, thanks for watching the video all the way through. I really appreciate that if you guys watched the video all the way through. How you can watch me fish and ramble on about things. But yeah, hit that like button, subscribe. We're going to be catching some fish here. We're definitely going to be getting them in these coming few weeks. It's going to get good. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.